Hello and welcome to this short demonstration of a no-code integration to some robotic technologies. We're using our new LEAP architecture, which allows for virtually code-free integrations. We put this together in less than an afternoon of time. So what we're going to just talk about is a integration to a couple of our favorite robot vendors, Locus Robotics, and Six River Systems. So what we have that's new in our architecture is something called Leap Entities, and it really just allows us to create configurable data exchanges between systems with no coding, really. It's all configuration. We added some new ideas. We added something called taxonomy. So taxonomy is really about how we describe data. How we name it, relationships, that sort of thing. We've created two taxonomy files, one for Six River and one for Locus. And then if you look at it, the next thing is we've added projections. Projections allow us to, where taxonomy describes the data, this describes the form. In the old days of Mocha, we had this idea of context, but it was a flat structure, so a table structure. Now with a new systems doing more in XML and in JSON, the structures are complex, and here's the example of an order structure that we'd like to have in memory as one data object. And in our new LEAP architecture, we can do that. Previously, we couldn't. And finally, we added this transformation capability, and transformations just allow us to solve the getting from here to there problem. And here's sort of how we did it for this demo. We created a couple files. So here's a taxonomy file for Locus. Here's a taxonomy file for Six River. Now, there's actually a lot of stuff in this file, in these files, but we just showed the first three pieces of data because we didn't think that we'd be violating our non-disclosure by saying, hey, what do we think they call a pick versus what do we think we call a stoloke or something like that in JDA or Blue Yonder. Next, what we did was we created the projection. Now, the easiest thing to do is to just simply add a projection to an existing Swagger file. So we created Swagger files for both the Locus and the Six River systems that allow us to create a simple API, again, with really no coding on our part. And finally, what we did was we created this, our own entities, which really allow us to, in one spot, create the XML that allows us to define that we're going to be talking to Six River Systems or Locus for these picks. And again, it's just a matter of configuration. So in this case, the important thing is here, where is the projection? It's inside Swagger. Where is the transformation? What's the transformation file? In this case, we used a XSL transformation and did that in line. So all of that information is contained just within this little XML block and gives us everything that we need to do. And so I'm just going to fire up the integration by running a base client here, and we'll try it out. Okay, so what we're going to do real quickly is just use this basic post client and send a request off. And this first one is for the Six River System pick, and we're using a basic JDA format here that we've created in JSON, and we're going to send it off to the web service, the JDA data web service, and it's going to return the data in the Six River System format. And then what we're going to do is do exactly the same request. Let's shift over to the Locus pick, and it's the same carton number, in this case 1221, and we're going to execute this, but with using the Locus vendor implementation. And if you look at this, we'll switch sending that in JSON. I'm sorry, sending that in XML in this case for Locus. Here's the setup for them. So we've created a situation where we can create two different endpoints with one XML file, both talking different lingos, talking different taxonomies and different structures with no additional code.